Hello, everybody. You guys want to learn something cool? I'm going to spend the next 10 minutes trying to improve your guys' artwork. How about that? I am a cartoonist. I'm an illustrator. I'm a designer. I do a lot of cartoons and drawings and illustrations for companies like Marvel and such. And today I get to teach you guys how to draw heads really fast. How about that? So I'm going to give you guys 3 tips. I'm going to give you guys 3 tips that are going to help you guys draw heads better. Okay? One tip on proportions. If you want to learn to draw proportions better, learn to draw a box. This is going to give you 2 parts, right? Those 2 parts are going to be your eyes, your nose, your eyebrows, your ears. All that is going to be in this section. And then you add a 3rd section afterwards to come up with your chin. So by doing that, you can change the age of characters really quickly. By drawing a little tiny 3rd part, you draw things like kids. Yay! If you draw things that have a big one, you get more of an adult. Yeah! So the exact same method is going to help you understand proportions a little bit better. Divide your things into 3, and you have yourself a nice little head. Cool? So once you understand that, you can take any shape, change the shape or the sizing of those things to whatever you feel necessary, and then you have yourself the ability to draw characters in a variety of positions, styles, and proportions. But now you'll be able to understand how to control that. Okay? So that's tip number 1. Tip number 1, if you have no idea how to proportionate your face, divide your thing into 2 and then add a teardrop. Ta-da! And then you have yourself a nice little mapping for your face. Deal? Cool. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, if you have problems with profiles, do yourself a favor and learn to divide yourself into 3 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you have issues with profiles, that circle right here, this one that we did, is this one. The side is going to be the side. The teardrop comes from this little triangle, the teardrop. And just like that, you have the ability to draw yourself some profile faces. The nose comes out from that triangle, and the lips have a little bit of volume. Your chin tends to have a little bit of volume too, but that's all stuff that can be changed after you already have your established figure. Cool? So now we have 2 aspects. Send request to be in your live. Why would you want to be in my live, dude? I don't want to have you in my live. Okay? How about that? No. Go away. I don't think that most people that ask me to be in my live have anything important to say. They really don't. They just want attention, or they want to be seen or something like that. So please do not ask or request to be in my live. I will not accept it. It's just not something I do. People have taught me over and over again to not do that. So you can thank all the predecessors that wasted my time for that. So if you divide your head into 3, 1, 2, 3, this middle section is going to be where most of your features fit. Okay? So I call that the feature zone. Define the feature zone by dividing your head into 3. 1, 2, 3. Define the length of your head by dividing it into 3 more. These can be done in any sort of increments, okay? This is just going to give you a different stylization. If you draw this bigger, if you draw these bigger, it's just going to give you a different stylization for your character. It's still going to look right. It's still going to fall right. It's just going to be a little bit different. Okay? So don't be afraid to draw different shapes, different sizes, different angles, so that you can figure out how to draw a variety of characters, and you stop drawing the same shape all the time. Cool? So that's number 2. That's tip number 2. And if you have an issue, divide it into 3 like a grid. Bam, 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 bam. You get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, circle, circle, teardrop. Boom. You have yourself a head. Okay, so now you combine these two together, and what do you get? You get a side that has 3 sides, and then you need 2 for the front. So it's 1, 2, 3 plus 1. So when you do that, you divide that, you draw 2 circles, a box, and a teardrop. And now you have yourself 3/4. Ta-da! So now you have the ability to draw the heads from the front, from the side, and from 3/4. So now that's really cool, right? Understanding all that stuff is really cool. I need to make sure that this monitor doesn't fall off the fucking... There you go. Okay, there. Then the next tip that I have is if you have a box, right, and a circle to define depth, all you have to do is draw a box and a circle and space, and you have yourself the ability to draw your heads in different positions. Oh, how hard was that? It's kind of cool, huh? So now you have the ability to draw your heads in different angles. Congratulations. So now you leveled up really quickly. Now you know how to draw the head. Cool. So now let's talk about the neck. The neck is the really cool part because the neck is going to give you access to mobility. How does your neck move? Well, your neck is connected to a mass, right? That is your rib cage. Your rib cage, you're going to have a little gap in the top of your rib cage that's going to have 2 little bones called the collarbone. Right? This is how a rib cage would look like, kind of. Very simplified version of it. Okay? So your head comes from about 1/3 of the size of your entire body. So if you have any rib cage, any shape, and you divide this shape into 3, 1, 2, 3, you have a general sense of what the size of the head is supposed to be for that rib cage. Kind of cool, right? The next thing you do is from that circle in the front, you draw a straight line to where your arms are going to go. That's going to give you your collarbone. Your collarbone is going to be where your arms attach. Okay? If you have your arms attached to the right place, you can draw stick figures, and it's going to look great. But you have to attach it to the right place. From there, your hip bones and your spine and all that stuff happens. Let's throw the hip to the side so it doesn't obstruct the drawing. Bam. Okay? So understanding how that works is really easy. This is a circle, right? It just seems like a little circle. So let's draw a circle. We're going to draw a figure 9 coming from our spine, which is from the back of our shape. The back of our shape, we're going to draw a figure 9. We're going to copy this same circle wherever we want the jaw. Now we have a nice little shape for our head. It's a little skinny, but it still looks right. So if you draw a circle and a figure 9 and just copy that same circle, you can get cool angles. Kind of cool, huh? Just a figure 9. And by knowing the connecting to the spine. So once you have that knowledge, you can position your rib cage, and your spine is going to be the indicator for your head. When you draw that bottom circle, you have yourself your chin. So once you have that shape, you have your ears, you can start drawing your box in the front and your circle. And then you have access to your head. So that's kind of cool, right? That's kind of cool. And let's say, when you got really good at it, you're just going to be able to do blobbies that kind of look like a figure 9, right? And then you'll be able to draw your heads like that. because that's where the progression goes, right? It's understanding that the head is not separate from the neck. The head and the neck are one big shape, right? Your cranium, your skull, your spine, all that's connected. That's not separate. The only part that's separate is the jaw. This is the only part that's separate. Everything else is just kind of like this big blob. It's the mouth and the jaw that normally have separation. So it's only this little area that sticks out. Everything else could just be drawn like a little ball or a cylinder, right? If you just draw that, but you just give the jaw, you have yourself a head. So a lot of times we complicate this shit nonstop, mostly because we don't know how to connect it to the body. So if we have a body, again, we divide this into 3. 1, 2, 3. You have your space for your circle, and now you have the space for your head. If this is this, right, a big blob, and then you just draw your jaw around it, you have yourself a nice little, like, semblance of a face. Your legs are going to be also about 1/3 of the size of your body, right? So your legs come out about 1/3, and then this is where your body comes from. Yeah, it's like figure 9s as well. Woo. So understanding those basic principles is super cool. And it's super easy to be able to draw awesome, awesome things by just doing the box, the circle, and the figure 9. By combining all those 3 elements, you can draw your heads in all sorts of positions, with all sorts of styles. Aliens are popular right now. E.T. You know what I mean? So understanding that is going to help you get better at your designs. Okay? So I just wanted to keep this as a quick tip thing. Hope you guys understand. Hope you guys like it. And I hope you guys learned a lot. Talk to you guys later. And my school is launching tonight, I think. We're going to accelerate the thing. So tonight, I think we're going to be starting our launch tonight. So keep that in mind. I'll see you guys later. Take care.